So Luke, a win against the team that's been top of the league, second in the league, made them look pretty basic. Got to be pleased. 2-0.
Yeah, I suppose when you have a game cancelled, we had Fisher. It was a bit of a benefit really. I got to come here and watch him play against Canterbury. Unfortunately, Canterbury was then called off. Yeah. But it helps us to get a bit of a game plan and know a little bit more about them. Although they did have a couple of changes. Yeah, but it helps us to build around them. We've worked on it a little bit. Gave them quite a clear message that we didn't necessarily start well with, but from about 15-20 minutes on, it was kind of one way really.
Yeah, because the first 15, I think at that stage Tibbs made one save, and then after that he never made another save. It was great.
Archie's just mentioned that to me. He said he doesn't actually remember Tibbs having to make much of a save. But I wouldn't want to kind of. I think they have posed threats in different areas, just haven't managed to execute the final bit. But we had done our homework on them and we knew kind of where their biggest threat was, and we've defended that very, very, very well, I think, today.
But you said they didn't have a threat, but that's because Tommy Smith and Robbie both had breakaways. Yeah. Then Joffrey doesn't start, but you bring in Frankie, and Frankie's brilliant. The back three and twos they just looked like they were never going to concede anything.
Yeah, we've defended so well today. It was just an adult's performance, wasn't it? They grew up, they defended. We were much calmer on the ball. We did it in stages, particularly for the first 20-25 against Blair. Yeah. But then sometimes you can lose concentration and get caught up in the game, and we sort of addressed that at the beginning of the game. And I think they've maintained it throughout the whole 90 minutes today. I think we've played football for majority, but also we've weighed up our risk and reward, and we've done what we've needed to at the right time. So the decision making's just been very good all round.
You know, I think what stood out today wasn't just when we had the ball, was when we didn't have the ball. Like say the defence played brilliant, but like Johnny Phillips, he set up a goal, but on the second half, he's the one running back, making the goal saving tackle.
Yeah. Again, it comes down to like the team. Like, obviously, I'm stood here, but we as usual, we looked back through the Blair game, we've looked back through the Sutton game, we've noticed a couple of patterns and trends from both. We've then assessed it again. Dan, myself and Ivesy, we sort of delegate what we're going to look at on the VO. We've done that. Ivesy's then done a defensive clipping session on Tuesday with them. Some very good open discussions, gave some examples, we broke it down as a group. He's then delivered that on Thursday, and recovery runs and work rate was part of that. And they've grown up today, and they've really put it in. And I say they've grown up today. The performances have done nothing but improve for about the last, since K Sports really. That was a big eye opener. We made some important changes there, and since then they have just. It's like that penny dropped. And the work's gone in a lot this week from Ivesy and Dan, and it's been noticeable today.
And I think the really noticeable thing this year was we played well in the first half, but the second half, boy, did we step it up. And I think things like Connor in the midfield back again is his energy in the middle. And,
the thing with Connor is he's very much known for his creative side and on the ball side, but defensively today he was just a different level. As a leader, as a captain, I could hear him talking to Palmby and those around him, organising, not giving him any sniff of space on the edge of the 18-yard box. I think defensively he was very, very good today, and it's made a big difference.
I think both him and Jack in the middle, not only did they stand up to them, they then created the space and the balls for everybody to play off as well.
Yeah, between and especially Palmby, I'm pleased for his performance today, because we've worked a lot on movement angles, distances with receiving the ball, so that we can play out a little bit better, and they've both been phenomenal with it. And also, we've got Jack Walker back on the pitch again today, and he's coming on and he's comfortable getting on the ball. Joffrey comes back on, he's comfortable getting on the ball, but not one of those four that have played those positions have given up the defensive duties. Yeah. So we've had the best of both worlds out of all of them.
That's what I was about to say to you. It's bad enough they see Joffrey coming on and they see Joffrey's got loads of energy, but how bad was their midfield feel when 10-20 minutes to go and Walder comes on? I mean, their hearts just must sunk.
Yeah, it doesn't help, does it, for them? I don't want to be as disrespectful as to say that their midfield was bad, but it's not easy once you've gone a goal, 2 goals down. You then get a sim bin, you then seeing substitutions with strong players and even stronger players. It can be quite disheartening, but to be fair to them, they kept going for the full 90, and they definitely didn't give up.
Oh no, you had to fight. Boy, did they, okay, there was a few strong challenges, shall we say, but it was a solid game. We stood up to them.
Yeah, well, that's a real pleasing thing, because even through youth football, it's quite a West Kent Tunbridge Wells thing where you're quite soft, and that's something that I'm not a fan of even when I played. So to see what people might think are our softer players putting in big challenges, getting in their heads, but then still coming away calm with the ball, it's for me, I'll be honest, that's the most pleasing thing. I'm an attacking minded person, but I'm really, really pleased and proud of the defensive performance today, and that's what's pleased me the most.
And that defence started at the front. I mean, McCready, Reese, they're led from the front with Johnny Phillips, and then Feasy comes on.
I was going to say, again,
and Feasy just comes for 10 minutes and brilliant again.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You talk about Wolves coming on and Joff coming on, but then Feasy comes on and he's another headache for him. He's putting them from pillar to post. So we've played so well all round today.
Yeah. I mean, it did. I shouldn't sing something out. Their number 5 fell apart because Trev just did such a number on him that he didn't know whether he was coming, going, jumping, falling on the floor, what.
They're a good side. You can see where they are and why they're there. But I think it was just a very difficult game for them physically and emotionally today. And emotion is one thing that, again, we've addressed and spoken about a lot recently. And I'll be perfectly honest, the first 15 minutes, emotionally, we were a bit of a mess. There was a few words thrown around even, and then it's almost like, right, there's the line drawn, and all of a sudden it switched.
You're right, it clicked and then went on.
And it's just like, right, we've all had a word with each other. Whether the message is right and the delivery is not, possibly, but either way, we've done it, we've got it out of our system, right, let's get on with the game now.
Yeah, because you've got to come out of that thinking, whoever we turn up against, I mean, I don't mean it from an arrogant point of view, but your confidence to be, right, doesn't matter who we're going to play, we're going to beat them. Now,
the saying that we've got at the minute, I'll probably get ripped with, maybe it becomes a bit of a common thing. I keep saying we fear no one, but we respect everyone. You can't go into a game thinking, maybe we did it at Kennington, maybe. You can't go into a game thinking that you're going to win it. You've got to fancy yourself to win it, you've got to turn up to win it. You can't fear the opposition, but you've got to respect their strengths, and you can't give them a stiff. And I think we did that today. Look, we knew very well what their strengths were, and I think we've stood up and respected that. If we give them those opportunities, they will score. And we've defended that very well today.
Well, I think the players are learning that, because Kennington was a terrible start, but we learned from that. Play sports, again, big decisions, learn. And it looks like, we lost a goal against Holland Blair at the end, where we eased off a little bit, whereas today we just kept going. So you've obviously learned again, just stepping on.
Yeah, that's where, again, I'll come back to the emotion of it. There's games where we've played where we'll concede and then concede again. But we've grown up a bit from that. Blair, we conceded, we literally went down the other end and put ourselves back in front. So yeah, they're getting together, they're growing, they're learning, they're understanding each other, starting to work on the performances in and out of possession. And it's just that same thing again. Patience is only going to see more and more from this group.
And I think that's true. I mean, I've just chatted to Johnny Phillips and Connor, and Johnny was saying it's probably the best dressing room he's been in now, because you're blending. So they're obviously coming together well.
Yeah. Again, I think in every interview we have, I say it's going to take time, but the time's starting to come. We're starting to see improvements. The biggest thing I think that was going to take the longest was the group coming together, which is where you're probably going to see less out there. But more as it starts to grow in here, and it's starting to transfer onto that as well now. So yeah, it's pleasing, it's good.
Yeah, it's brilliant. But you've got to probably can't wait to get back here, can you, on Tuesday?
No, that's the good thing, is it keep momentum. We were a little bit, as staff, we were a little bit worried that we beat Rust Hall and then we go 15 days without a game. We were a little bit like, oh, come on, is it still going to? But we've managed to keep that momentum, and hopefully it just goes from now.
Yeah, but from now on it's got to be, we just can't wait for Tuesday now.
Yeah, that's good. Everyone looking forward, from fans and players, to come and get involved again. That's what we want.
Yeah. That's brilliant. See you on Tuesday. Good.